Hey guys, welcome back to Clubhouse Kids. I'm Holly, and today's video I'm very excited to show you a new curriculum that I have been writing and developing for my infant and toddler group in my home daycare. So my plan with this curriculum is I want to make this curriculum available to you, and so I'm putting them on my website that I will link below. And so for this first video, I thought I'd just kind of go through the setup of it, what I was thinking when I was developing it, so when you download it yourself, you kind of know how to use it, and then also ways that you can change it to work for your own programs. So I'm just going to kind of just go over it. So every month, my idea is to put all of the month's curriculum into a binder, and I found these binders at Costco, and it was a 12-pack, so I have one for each month. And then I made a binder cover for the front, and then on the back I put our January songs. And then inside I have each of our units. So I thought I would go over my first week with you that we did. Our first week back to daycare, we learned about snow. And so I'm going to tell you about that one. I will make that unit available on my website, and I'll show you kind of how I have it set up. So I'm going to flip the camera so you can see a little bit better the curriculum. So I made a covered binder for this as well, and it just says, "Let's learn about snow." And then I have my daily lesson plans. So our theme of the month has been Baby It's Cold Outside, and then I have like a mini unit that we're doing every week. So this week was snow. And so it says snow day 1, snow day 2, snow day 3, snow day 4, and snow day 5. Now, if I happen to have, actually the week that we did snow happened to be a 4-day week because it was the first week back in January, and I did not have daycare on that Monday. But since it's really not a lot, so we just kind of did 2 days in one. And even with infants and toddlers, you might have one day where you don't get to do any of this because it's just a different kind of day. Like a day with infants and toddlers can be different every single day. And so the curriculum is really set up for you can do a lot in one day. If you have a 3-day program, you can make this into 3 days. There's some stuff on here that if you're having a really good day, you can do it more than once. It's really set up for that age group. So my lesson plans will go back to, because this is something that you would use after you have your classroom set up. So behind the 5 lesson plans is the planning sheets that I use on the weekends when I'm getting my classroom ready for the week ahead. So the first page is for our theme time, and these are these 5 activities I would be putting into my bins that I set up on the shelves in my room. And so I have a art bin, a sensory bin, which we are doing 2 activities for this week. So I put both of those activities in the sensory bin. And then my table time activities are usually our worksheets. And so those I would make sure that I have the copies made for the amount of kids that are doing these activities. And I place those worksheets in the front of my binder in the front here, so it's all ready to go. So when I'm setting up my classroom, I will first start with my art and sensory buckets. And so I pull these down, and from my planning sheets, I will place everything that I need for the week for art into the art bucket, and everything I need for sensory into the sensory bucket. Okay, so now that I have all my theme time set up, my next planning page was our snow work boxes. And this has been probably my most favorite part of the whole curriculum. I use work boxes with my preschool age, and it has just always worked very well. And so I thought I should use work boxes with my infants and toddlers. So it's obviously modified just a little bit. They don't do these independently. This is something like a sit-by-me activity that I do the work boxes with them. So we are doing 3 work boxes a day. But I have a total of 5 work boxes for this snow week. So I'm going to go through what our work boxes were for this week. So the first one was Meet the Colors, and that was a bin that I just went around the daycare and I found a bunch of objects that are white, and I put them into this bucket with this little poster that I made. And basically the whole idea of this workbox was just playing with this stuff, talking about the color white, and the kids just had a lot of fun with this. So that was one workbox that we would play with. Another workbox that we did this week was fill a snowman. So this is a puffs container with a snowman drawn on it. And then what they did was, so these tweezers I got from Dollar Tree. My 20-month-old could do these, but my other ones could not. So this is kind of an activity that you can use with both of them. So if they're younger, they're just picking them up and putting them in, and then if they're a little bit older, they can start working on their pincher grasp and putting them in that way. So another workbox I had was our language cards, just some winter like flashcards, and we would just read these. And with my older ones, I can put down 3 of them and then be like, hand me the snowball. And with the younger ones, we're just kind of reading them snowman and things like that. So these I got from teachingtalking.com. You can make your own, and I also in my curriculum put another website that has like a bunch of different types of flashcards on there. Our fourth workbox was this snowball fight. So these little snowballs I got off of Oriental Trading, and we basically just kind of threw these around the room and had fun. We set up some bowling pins, we set up some stuffed animals, we tried to knock them down. We turned on music one day and just kind of threw these around the room. And the kids just had a lot of fun with these. Now in my curriculum pack, I did put you don't have to have these. You can use rolled up socks. You can use white pom-poms. There's so many different things you could use. Or even I've seen like snowball kits at Target before. There's lots of different things you can use to make little snowballs. So that was a really fun workbox. So the last workbox we did was our click and link beads, and these are always a lot of fun with this age group. Okay, so this page here is just going to go over each of the workboxes, give you ideas to modify it for yours. You can even come up with your own workboxes for snow. Just so many different things you can do, and to get your classroom set up with your workboxes for the week. The next page is just our books that we used for this week. You do not have to have these 5 books to use my curriculum. You can find your own 5 snow books that you have at your own house or the library, or these are just the 5 that I used in my program. And then the last page, I just made copies of the 2 worksheets that we used during the week. So this was a worksheet we did here, counting snowflakes. And then this is a worksheet that I created to go along with learning the color white. So now I'll go back to my daily lesson plans. The night before, when I'm cleaning up, I always grabbed this and looked at our work boxes for the next day. And I would make sure that I have the 3 work boxes in the blue bins. So for snow day 1, where we were doing Meet the Colors white, which is our white sensory bin. The second one was the click and link beads, and then the third one was our indoor snowball fight. So I would have those 3 in there, and the work boxes that we were not using, I had just in a bin in my closet. And then some of them change daily, and some of them stayed the same. So if you can see day 2, we're still doing Meet the Colors white, the click and link beads, but then I switched out box 3 to fill a snowman. So I'd put that one in and take out the indoor snowball fight. So it took literally maybe 1 minute to switch these out very quickly to be ready for the next day. So you could even do it in the morning while your kids are arriving. I just like to have everything set up the night before. So we have circle time up here, and this is just my schedule of what I do with our circle time. And then I just put our story time, the book that we were reading that day. And then this is the theme of what you're doing for each of the days. So on day 1, we were doing art, and this art project turned out to be super cool. So what we did was, since we read The Snowy Day, we made our own snowy scenes. All it was a black piece of construction paper, and then I put some blobs of white paint on the paper, and then we slid it into a Ziploc bag and sealed it, and then the kids just kind of finger painted with it. And it turned out really cool. So the only suggestion I have is when we were done, I kind of just took these and threw everything back into this bin and put it back up on my shelf, and then grabbed it back after I had put the kids down for a nap. And then, but when I opened these, this had already started to dry. And so when I was pulling them out, they kind of tore just a bit. So if we do it again, which we will because it was a lot of fun, I would take them out of the bags right after the art project so they can dry out of the bags. I did not realize that it would stick. So, but the kids had so much fun with this. This was a great art project because my littlest to my oldest could participate in this. Here is our music, our 2 songs that we sing during Snow Week, and all the songs that I have that we're doing for the whole month are in the back of this. And then on the bottom is just our work boxes. So for the day 2 of our theme, this was when we did our Cool Whip play, and we just had some Arctic animals on a tray and then a blob of Cool Whip, and they just played with them. It was funny when my oldest daycare kid realized that this was Cool Whip because she was playing with it and she was having fun, but she was just like, man, this is okay. And then she happened to put a little bit in her mouth and she was less like, okay. And then she just kind of continued to eat her entire blob of Cool Whip. For day 3, the theme was more for my older kids, and that was our first worksheet. So we've been talking about the color white. So we did a worksheet where she glued some cotton balls on the things that are white, and we just talked about the color white as she was doing that. And then for day 4, I brought in some real snow from outside. So we have had a lot of snow lately, and so we still had a lot of snow in our backyard. And since it was way too cold to go outside, I filled a bucket with snow. I put some spoons in it. I grabbed all our Arctic animals back, and we played in that, and they just had a lot of fun with that. And then day 5 for our theme, we did counting snowflakes. So this month we have been working on counting to 5, and so this worksheet was just basically counting the snowflakes and then sending that home so that can go on their fridge and they can continue to count to 5 this month with their parents. Okay guys, so that is my curriculum, and if you're interested in that, go ahead and download the snow packet off of my website and use what you want, modify what you need, change anything you want. I mean, and one of the reasons that I have developed this for my program is because I had a hard time finding something that worked for us, and so everyone's different and every program is different. So if you guys like these units, let me know, and I will continue to put them out for you. I'll do these little videos and tell you about them. I love it. It's going really well. I love my new setup in my classroom. It just feels a little more organized than my previous of everything. I just had everything in a bucket in the closet, and then when we would come time to do our theme time, I would grab the whole bucket. This just seems a little bit like my classroom is set up a little bit better daily, and it's really working well for us. So if you use this, comment below and tell me. And then if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I will continue to make more. Okay, so thanks guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.